What's happening? This is Lobo, and this is another Pinche podcast. And we're here today with Sherina. Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Indian Princess. My real name is Sherina. I'm from Texas. I'm a lowrider model, so you probably see me all over social media.
hmm And so, how long have you been modeling?
I believe since like I think 2018.
hmm
Yeah.
All
So
right.
I modeled back when I was a teenager, and then I stopped, got married, divorced, and then I somehow got in, and I've been here ever since.
Yeah, you've been back. How's everything in Texas right now? How's the weather
Good.
out
It's good.
there?
Can't
Yeah.
complain.
So how many shows do you do a year? How many shows do you try to do a year?
Oh, I'm I have to think about it. So I just did a photo shoot just recent last weekend in Las Vegas.
hmm
I did Frank's show in El Paso for the Cinco de Mayo,
Okay.
and then I did the Arizona Super Show,
Mhm.
and then I got the upcoming one, Jepitos car show next this coming weekend. Well, no, the 25th in Boise, Idaho. See, it's so many dates.
Yeah.
So I try to limit myself because I have a family and I have a new business, so I try to limit. But like, I can't say no to bookings, and I love what I do, and I love money.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So Boise, Idaho, you've been out there before?
It's gonna be my first time, so I'm so
Oh,
excited. So I am actually got booked from El Duran, so I'm their Loretto model. So they booked me, and we've been on tour. So El Duran is from the lowrider from the movie Mi Vida Loca.
nice.
So yeah,
Oh, that's
very
good.
very cool.
So a lot to look forward to soon, right?
Yes.
So I'm gonna start off. I'm gonna ask you some questions. Starting with so since you've been a model, can you tell me about one time that stuck out for you that was a positive or a good experience? Could be a the car show or something that happened at a show. Just one thing like that really, something you remember.
I gotta say it was Arizona Super Show.
Okay.
And like I was shooting with Andy Stage, and I mean I was new to everything.
Uh-huh.
And when I had people coming up to me, like saying my name, like Indian Princess, I was like, you know who I am? And I still remember the first guy was Cargasm. He's the one that went up to me like, hey, I saw you on Instagram, and I was like, what? And ever since then, it was like it was weird. It's still weird to me when people like go up to me like they know who I am. I'm just like, to me it's flattering, especially like when I have young girls tell me like they look up to me or they want to model but they're scared or they're insecure, and I'm like, for me, like give them advice. I take that so personal but exciting because I'm like, oh my gosh, like they're looking up to me, and it's so weird because I'm like, it's just me. But yeah, that
Yeah.
was my moment, I can say.
Nice. And with that as well, on the other side of the coin, what is maybe one bad experience that you remember doing modeling?
um there was two. There was
Okay.
one, I'm not gonna say where at, but we had a private photo shoot, and
hmm
then from there we had to do a car show. Again, they did not specify about dress code. We
Okay.
were overly dressed, so they were like, they didn't embarrass it. They did not do no like they didn't embarrass to call us out. They were just like, oh my god, you're hot, like, but y'all can't dress like that. We're like, oh okay, I was like, oh my god, we thought it was funny. It was like we just thought it
Yeah.
was funny. And then the club guys were like, where are you? And I'm like, oh, we had to go to the store, go get clothes. What do you mean? They didn't let us in? How we were, are you, who said it? We're like, we weren't going to say who it was,
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
no, it's not a big deal. And then another incident was Las Vegas Super Show. I was
Mhm.
modeling for a car and I was leaning over and my skirt ripped from behind.
I
Like,
I remember that
yes,
because
thank God.
you did a big change and you're like, I had a change. Yeah, I remember.
Thank God for the car club guys. They were like, they got my back. They were like, these other dudes were trying to take a picture, and they're like, hey, like, like they blocked me to walk to the restroom. This is why ladies
Mm,
take extra clothes with you because that didn't happen once. It happened twice that day. I was like, oh my gosh, and it was both times my booty.
there you go. See.
Yeah, so
Uh,
yeah,
but yeah, I was wondering if you're gonna mention that because I remember that
that was
year.
unforgettable.
Yeah, I mean, well, clothing malfunction, right?
Yes, twice.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So, um, with that being said, the one of the reasons why we're doing this podcast and one of my subjects is right now there's there's people out there seem to be pressuring or complaining to some of the promoters about how the models have been dressing or they want to regulate that or and stuff like that. How do you feel about that?
I think it's a joke.
Yeah.
I've been seeing it, and honestly, like, I thought it was funny, but then I
Mm.
started like getting with what I hit because this is what we do.
Yeah.
Also, a note, what personally really got to me, like under my skin, is they use Aztec Hollywood's picture.
Mhm.
He's a car club guy out
Yeah.
in West Hollywood. Cool
Yeah.
ass dude. He gives nothing but love to all of us models. He takes pictures of us. He books us. I mean, he's respectful. I mean, oh my gosh, I love this guy. He's so sweet, so cool. For them to use one of his pictures on social media, and
Mhm.
then it was like I think it was like four pictures in one post, but they used the one picture of the woman, the model, with the picture with, oh, like, this is banned. I know you saw the picture, right? She's
Yeah, I saw
bending
some of
over.
the stuff.
I
Absolutely.
right there, that got under my skin because first of all, who do you think you are to go and use someone's picture and then use ban? Like, really, you have
Mm.
to use that image? Did you ask Aztec? Did you ask his permission? Like, really? Like, I don't know. To me, that's childish. We're too grown for that, you know?
Yeah.
And how does that one model feel? Like, I don't know her personally, and I'm
Mhm.
trying to reach out who she is. Bullying is so just, oh, that's what it was. Like, that literally was like, oh, let's just go and get this girl's image. And I saw the comments. I was disgusted. Like, people posting that. I'm like, I even saw two girls even like it or comment, and I'm like, wow, y'all are the same girls in my DMs talking about I want to be a lowrider model. I'm just so
Mm.
insecure, but yet you're bashing another model that is confident, is sitting there showing herself. We get enough, Holly. We get enough stereotype judging. Oh, you're just doing for attention. You're getting it for a guy. No, we do it because it makes us feel good. We love what
Mm.
we do. And without lowriders and lowrider models, I mean, come on. If you just go and see cars, come on, and you don't have a model, you know how it is. Social media, you got to have that one model to pop out that lowrider, you know?
Yeah.
So for them, like doing that, I'm like, y'all really had to go there. And I know there's a young woman, I believe she's out in Arizona. I don't know her name for sure. She's the one that started the whole bolote, like the whole everything. I don't want to see her. And Nicole, I don't want to see her. I hope she sees this. I hope she really low key sees this because, yeah, I have this pretty face. I'm this lowrider model, but we're still hood over here. Like, you're messing with their money. You're bullying. You're literally like, you don't like it, sit your ass at home. You're insecure because your
Yeah.
man has a type of way. Check your man. Like, get over it. I've been going to lowrider shows since I was a little girl. My parents
Mm.
used to do super shows for Nick Hernandez's shows in Odessa, Texas.
Mm.
And growing up, we went to the shows. We got to see the bikini contest. You remember the bikini contest?
Oh yeah, when they
The
had them
freaking
still. Yeah.
G strings, the freaking wet, the excuse my language, the wet t-shirt contest.
Yeah.
My parents worked them. They did the boot. They did the food booth. They didn't
Yeah.
like, I mean, no, you can't see that. Oh no, no, we can't do the shows. No, like my mom was like, "Oh, Mija, come on! Like they're gonna have this performance, you know? Look,
Yeah.
they're gonna have the models out here." And so, why is it all of a sudden a problem? Because oh, we're the girls are thick, they have boobs, they have a butt. But you know what? This is what we are now. You know,
All shapes
we're
and sizes
natural.
now. None, and that goes into there is this I call it like maybe your parents didn't take you to those shows. I tell people because I've seen pictures from the 60s and 70s when they're at a picnic and the women are wearing little shorts and like a bikini top.
Yeah,
You can't tell me that this hasn't been in the oh, this is not
exactly.
what we're about. No, it's part of it. And the thing is also are they is it just they want to bring this attention to the models because it's a way to sabotage somebody else's business because we all know that there's an issue with two different promoters and then all of a sudden now there's the models this and look at the models doing this and look at the models in front of the kids and so on and so forth.
No, they started just calling us out. we got into the drama. We're like, leave us out of it. Like, where
Yeah.
did we? I saw when it started, and I was like, I stay out of it. Again, it ain't
Mm.
my problem, it ain't my business. I don't care. It doesn't affect my money. It's not
Yeah.
affecting my like. I don't really don't care.
More
What
shows
I
for
started
you.
having a problem when I started seeing it. I saw another lowrider model out in Cali. They did that show in Long Beach. She
Yeah.
was posting on her story, same thing that they were threatening to kick her out. They were like literally like hounding her, threatening her, like if we catch you, take off your shorts one more time, we're gonna escort you out. Like are we there? Are we really like that? Those people like it's already we already get judged being in the lowrider community, like oh gang related, we're bad, we're this, we're that. But now we're literally now fighting between us. We're literally like in this little hate. And we're grown. I'm sorry, we're some grown ass people, 20, 30, 40 year olds.
You
Some
know,
people are even 50. And you're acting this way, sit your ass at home. Sit your ass at home because you can go to the beach and you can see a girl shaking her booty with a
yeah,
freaking G string.
just
My
walking around
dad,
and
that's how
it
my dad met my mom in a little mini skirt in a go-go boots. My
yeah.
dad was always like, he loved how my mom dresses.
Mm.
And then now she's older, she doesn't dress that way, but younger, my mom dressed that way. Nobody had a problem with it. I'm sure some people did, but nobody was brave enough to tell my mom in their face. I'm
Yeah.
still waiting that day for somebody to like actually come up to me directly and tell me because
Yeah.
I'm gonna get violent. And I don't argue. So I'm just waiting for someone to just do that to me or even to another lower model. If I see you
Yeah.
being ugly, I'm gonna go up to you. I'm gonna tell you something like, do not, we get bullied enough, we get criticized, we get judged. It's a lot. People think, oh, like they like the attention. It takes a lot. Every time I do a show, a photo shoot, I'm nervous. I'm
Yeah.
literally like, I pray every show before I go, and I'm just like, please let everything go bien, everything go good, because
Mm.
not everyone's gonna like me. Not everybody likes my style. Not
Mm.
everyone just generally just won't like me. But then there's people that love me, so it's part of it. But at
Yeah.
the same time, it's like if you don't like it, take your ass at home. Stay home and just be better. Be angry. I don't know, go through a healing journey, go get the meditation, go get some help, but leave that crap alone. Like it's enough. Like we're going in to have fun, hear music, buy merch, get content. These photographers like y'all work so hard. Like y'all have to
Mm.
do edits, y'all doing videos now because videos are all in now. And it's like
Yeah.
if you're just doing the lowrider cars and you're not getting a model, what's the viewers are gonna be on more?
Well,
I mean,
yeah.
they're gonna get the cars, but you want that model to pop it out even more?
Yeah. Well, like, so a good example, because the Phoenix car show
Yeah,
was before the Long Beach show.
yeah.
And so there was an issue with someone calling out the models at the Phoenix show.
Oh, I heard
And
about that too.
yeah, so that's why, but that is why that Long Beach had to be strict with the models there, because somebody, a
Complained over there.
woman, they were using it to talk to say some off the wall things
Yeah,
about lowrider and the guy that runs lowrider. And this is what it comes down to. This is really what it's about.
yeah,
And so the problem is now they're saying all these different things. They're using it as, oh, they're exposing minors and kids to these women, and it's like, dude, that is so randomly, disrespectfully. Like, to me, it's like there's some mental health behind that and derangement, because they're just shooting way too, reaching. That's what I had made a comment. I said they're reaching for something that's not there, because they're trying to make it, and then it falls once again. Now you're affecting the women that are out here modeling. And one of the other half of this whole kind of question, and part of the same thing, is, they're saying, oh, they're exploiting women with the modeling and everything. Do you think with the age of Instagram and what, Twitter X, whatever it is, all this stuff and social media and OnlyFans, do you really think that women that go to the car shows are being exploited? You
yeah,
really think that makes sense to say?
yeah. Like nobody's making me do anything. I do it.
Mm.
And you know me, I do classy, I do sexy, I do whatever, whoever books me how they want me. You know, if they want
Mm,
me classy, old school, I'm doing it. They want a gangster, my old school ways, I'm gonna post that. I
mm,
also put it little sexy sex appeal because that's what I am. I'm
mm,
known for my sex appeal. But
mm.
at the same time, it's like this Arizona Super Show, I was super paranoid. I was literally like calling down low. I called CJ. I think I even called Andy. I was calling multiple people. Hey, are there any restrictions? Are there any dress codes? That was awful. I had other models messaging me, hey, do you know? And even though you ask one person, you still need to ask multiple
Yeah,
people. So it was like, I still was thinking, okay, you know what? I'm going to bring an extra set of clothes just in case, you know?
yeah,
I mean, why are we all like now super paranoid? Like literally, this is what's happening at each big show now. Like we're having to like we're on group messages. There's a lowrider page for like us group, like a group of lowrider models going on right now.
I've
And
heard.
literally, we're all just like, what are we allowed to wear? And let me tell you, it's thank God it's in a private group page. It's yeah,
Yeah,
and it's got to a point where they even talked about I'm not gonna mention names or anything, but boycotting a certain car show,
yeah,
and it's like a bunch of big names wanting big names, a lot of well-known lowrider models that are just like, mm-mm. Because it's like we're not gonna be paranoid. We're not gonna sit there and like, and we're not gonna sit. I'm not gonna. I unfollowed the person. I was just like, nope, I'm not doing this. Like that person hasn't spoke on it, but he won't speak about it either. He's allowing them speak his name of it and like not saying, hey, no, I'm not condoning this. You know. So I
yeah,
just I'm not about drama. I don't care. I'm just like I'm gonna follow you, and I'm just not. I'm not. I was even thinking about going to this person's show, and I'm like, not no more. I'm cool where the shows I'm invited to, where I'm welcome at, and where they
yeah,
love what I post. Like Frank out in El Paso,
yeah,
same thing. I mean, you see, he posts this, he's using my pictures. He's not having a problem. His wife is the most loving person too. The same thing, you know. Same
yeah,
thing for Jevitos. You know, I sent multiple pictures. They use the most sexiest pictures to promote the shows because that's what you have to do. I
yeah,
mean, I mean, it's people don't understand. Like this is a society we live in.
yeah.
Sex appeal. This what shows. I mean, it's not being nothing against people that are skinny, nothing against people that are big or short or tall, whatever. But I mean, this is what's in up here and back here.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why everybody's getting work done. I mean, it's just like, but all of a sudden we have a problem because from what I understood, it was one lady out in Arizona that started the whole
Yeah.
problem.
It's one lady with a ulterior motive,
Yeah,
and they're going after another promoter. So it's
yeah.
just
I'm like, who is
basically.
she? Like, and I'm not gonna say her name because
No,
I don't
I'm
want
not.
to give this
I'm not.
girl no
I
clout,
haven't said
no credit.
anybody's name, and
I
all
just
therapy.
in the honest truth, I don't want to see her. I do not want to see her
Yeah,
because who does she think she is? Like I've heard different stories and whatnot, and I don't care. But from what I know, she's she has made all this problem that's been going on since I think late last year. Like I
it,
think that's
it
when
kind of
she
started
started.
last year, but for when them trying to use the models as scapegoats is
The
it's all
last
started
month.
since Phoenix,
Yeah,
since the Phoenix Super Show. But once again, it's throwing out some random wild ass accusations, and of course, there's gonna be people that go, yeah, they don't like the models. Yeah, it's a family show. Yeah, this is not appropriate. But then again, it's like, are they taking it out of context? And is it really about the models? It's not about the models.
I
You
know.
know
Like, what
that,
did
and I
we
know
do?
that.
What did we do so badly that got you under like our skin? I'm telling you, like
Nothing.
this
You guys
lady
didn't do
that has
anything.
this problem with us. I
They're just
think,
trying to say things to ruin shit for Lowrider Magazine
yeah.
for the guy that's running it. That's what it is.
Oh yeah,
They're
it
trying
is.
to ruin him, and they're throwing everything they can, and they're desperate because they got nothing. Okay, maybe
Yeah,
he's made some bad business deals, but and shit like that, and then maybe he needs to fix that shit. But the other shit that they're doing affects everybody in the lowrider
yeah.
community by trying to say the models are, there's they try to say something about like they're because this is what the statement was with the original picture from the Phoenix show. The statement was something to do with they're purposely inviting children under 10 or 12 for free to expose them to these women. This is
Are
what
you
they said.
serious?
I'm dead
Oh my
serious.
God.
And then they had a
Every
picture.
event you go to, it's always 12 years and under for free.
Yeah,
Everywhere. Like,
and they
oh my
had the picture of that one model in the blue
God. Mhm.
taking pictures with somebody's son, and the person, the parents of the son, were telling her, "Don't be using that picture with their kid in it." So she didn't even block the kid out or anything like that, but
Yeah.
is posting it and saying that they're that the main guy from Lowrider is purposely inviting children to expose them to these women. So then it becomes
Oh.
some creeper shit. But at the end of the day, eh, at the end of the day, that's a fucking far fetch.
Yeah, it's hate. And honestly, like I see like what they've been posting, like Lowrider magazine, like on Instagram. I love it. I
Mm,
love the whole like they've been posting more. Like I
mm,
just love the whole content, everything. I love the new magazine that came out. Sandy was on. I was like,
mm.
I was so happy. I was like, "Ah, thank you, thank you. You finally came out with the magazine, and at that you put a lowrider, like a queen one. You know, I was just like, heck yeah. I still want the magazine, by the way.
Yeah, I have
I
it.
want
I
it.
have
I
one.
want the ladies to sign it. But it was like really like this is something that's a good like a big opening, you know, and instead of like what is that like celebrating, you know, that the magazine's back up, all
Yeah,
this just started happening. I'm like, really, we really got to go there. Like we're those type of people. We're that celoso. Like you're that jealous of people. That's what it is. It's jealousy. It's hate, and it's I don't care what anybody says. They say girls are haters. Oh, guys are as much as hater. No offense to you because you're not a
oh
hater,
yeah.
but people really do hate. I'm like, what happened to you? Who raised you? Did your
Well,
mom not give you enough attention that you just came when the world just
well,
wanted things
we
like
all
a
know that
target with hate?
when people is not working out for them, they start going for everything they can. They're grasping for straws,
Exactly.
as they
It's
say.
like me. Not every. I'm not gonna get every booking. I'm not gonna get that number one spot, but I'm gonna support that lowrider model. And you know me. I'm always sharing. I'm always giving
Mhm.
love. I'm like, I'm all about support. You know. So it's
Yeah,
like when I see hate on social media, and I stay out of it. Like when people are like bashing other people, I'm just like, mm-mm. I, what's that word? Just keep scrolling, scroll.
yeah. But
And I was just disgusted when they used Aztecs, Hollywood's picture, like in that model. I was so mad. I was like typing, and I said, okay, no, so I'm gonna get on Instagram jail, but I'm not on Instagram jail.
yeah.
And I was like, I feel bad for who that girl is because I'm like thinking, imagine like you're getting out there, but that way, you know, like really
Well,
you'll have to use that one image of her, like really, like because I saw
so
the other pictures. She
yeah.
looks hot.
So I mean, if you think about it like this, okay? So you want to sit there and you want to say modeling this and that, and then you say you're exploiting modeling. Well, we all know that it's also by the way they're doing it, it's also body shaming. It's also,
Please.
basically you're not looking at are you taking into account that woman? Are you taking account like you said, they're using her as a scapegoat? What is this going to do to her? Is there an apology? Is there uh
Yeah,
do they talk to her and say this is why we're using this, or this is how we
I'm
feel?
sure they never
No,
even messaged her.
they don't care. They don't care. So how are you going to sit there and say you don't exploit the models, but yet you're exploiting a model for a different reason?
You're bullying. You're literally being a straight bully. Like you're
Yeah.
like mentally, like I've gone through mental, like I've gone mental. I went through depression, so I know how it feels, and I know
Mm,
how it is when everyone's. You feel like everyone's attacking you. And imagine this girl again. I don't know her. What if this was her like her breaking point? Like, heck, I'm gonna do the show. She was excited, and then this pops up and literally just hits in that depression. Like, God, really, like my pictures being shown. Like that literally hurts a person. Like I can't even. Oh, I'm so mad again thinking about it
But,
because it.
but that's my point right there. So it's like, okay, you want to go after a whole promoter because of a model, but you're using a model. What does that do to that person? What
Yeah,
are they doing to that person? And they're not only that, they're affecting everybody else's business. And don't get me wrong, there's a time and a place for everything. There's, like you said, as long as they're upfront and say, "Hey, I need you in a dress, not in a bikini." Hey,
yeah,
ain't no big thing, right?
yeah.
But here's what my point, and I've talked to a couple of the people who brought it up. There's an ulterior motive why they're saying this. Once again, it's been part of the culture for a long time. All of a sudden, they want to make it a thing and cry about it. And the reality is all you had to do is talk to someone, say, "Hey, can you wear this or not? Please don't wear that, or don't do that. We don't want you doing the fucking splits. We don't want you spread eagle on a car. We don't want you to do that here. But whatever else you do, that's fine. But
Yeah.
maybe have a standard of a criteria. But at the end of the day, was it really about the model, or was it about them messing up things or trying to ruin another promoter?
Yeah, because I read a post that says like if the model is dressed like skimpy lingerie or looking like porn type of
Mhm,
way, that she would be escorted out,
mhm.
including whoever booked her. Like I'm guessing, like let's say if she was modeling in a car club, that they would be
Or
escorted out. So you're gonna stop the whole show and make that lowrider, make the car move and make the lowrider, like that
oh,
is humiliation
they
of
ain't gonna send
all
the cars
levels.
out. They're just
Like,
gonna
yeah,
they're
I was just
thinking about
like.
the photographer and everything else like that.
Yeah. So I was like, so you're fixing to kick out a whole bunch of people because of one pose, you know?
But
Like
see,
I
here's the thing.
so
But see, once again, this is also some of those car shows, because they're competitors. They are actually the reason why they're telling them they have to force them out is because now they're being looked at with a microscope, because they've been put on blast by somebody saying that they're doing this shit because they're doing something wrong. So now you have law enforcement watching what's going on at these car shows because somebody went all the way and pushed the issue that they're saying that they're doing this and it's wrong. That the
oh
models
wow.
in the in kids being there is wrong. So this is the thing that not everybody's catching on to.
Wow.
So yeah, this promoter might tell you, I can't have you there or else I'm gonna kick you out. The reason why is because somebody put him under a microscope talking shit about why the models are a certain way because they're trying to attack him. So
Yeah.
he has to cover his ass by cutting the women out. And so it doesn't fall back on that particular guy, but there's another promoter now because he's part or sides with the other side, the people that are using the models as a scapegoat. Now he's at, oh, we gotta not, he says it on video. We can't be exploiting, these women.
Who's exploiting who? Like, please, I really want to know where that's coming from because nobody's saying like, oh, nobody has a gun to my head. No one's, you gotta go and take that picture. No, we're doing that because we want to, like,
Exactly.
oh my God, like, oh, I cannot, I
But
cannot
see,
stand
but
humans.
you see where it's coming from though. It's not
Yeah,
just it's not just the promoter all of a sudden changing up. It's their hands being forced because somebody called it to attention
yeah.
because they're trying to undermine them as a promoter.
Well, then that's when they need to get their what? I'm gonna watch my mouth
They
again.
ain't gonna do
They
it
need
because
to stand up and say
these are
no.
corporate.
Yeah,
You
they
gotta
need to
remember
stand
these are
up.
corporate guys. They're scared of lawyers. They're scared more of lawyers than anything. They're not the type of people that just say, you know what, screw you, I'm gonna do this shit, whatever. They're like, oh, I have contracts and I have lawyers, and that's why they're not. And why do you think no one's called each other out? They don't call each other out because they're all worried about their lawyers.
They better not even say they're gangsters, and I don't want to hear them being
No,
like,
it's
"Oh,
not
they're
even it's not even
taking out
close
the
to
police."
that. They're
Yeah,
businessmen. They're businessmen and they're crying about shit. One's losing, and that's why they're going after all this weak ass shit. Which is let's use the models as a weapon to say they're doing something wrong. And that's the big issue I have because yeah, you can say someone's a bad business person and or maybe they didn't pay you the money or the promoter didn't pay up the money, and so that's a bad business. But start throwing all this bullshit about the models and kids being at the show and everything else, and targeting and then utilizing one person as a scapegoat. That shit doesn't fly. It doesn't even add up because everybody's seeing they're desperate. You can't compete. Why are you trying, if you're so worried about or you're so much better, why are you trying to ruin someone else's business when you should just mind yours and get your business rolling?
yeah. If not, just get out of it. Just get out the whole industry.
Walk
You're
away.
crying about that much. Get out. Don't go to the
Exactly.
pool. You better not even be posted up with your girlfriend, your wife, or your daughter in a bikini. You better be like,
Mhm.
I don't know, be covered up in a whole freaking body
But
veil. I don't like for real. I travel. You see, I
yeah.
travel all over. You see crop tops, you see short shorts, you see everything,
Mm.
everything now is on social media. People are doing TikToks, doing photo shoots. So I'm gonna go up to them. Oh no, you can't wear that. My daughter is right here. You cannot. But yet my daughter's wearing a short shirt. You know, like
Yeah.
it's being a hypocrite. It's like bias. You cannot.
Well,
No.
and that's the thing. They open up a can of worms, but now you gotta apply all that shit to yourself. So
Yeah.
now you're screwing yourself because you're trying to hurt that. But now the way it's being said is like, look, if you allow it at your events, now you're a hypocrite. Now everybody's gonna know you're just full of shit. And that's what it comes down to. And then so
Exactly.
now it's affecting more than one promoter because they're running their mouth going, yeah, 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 what she said, what she said. And now it's like, oh shit, now I gotta, oh, she's at my show. I have to make sure the models are wearing all their clothing because
You,
the
I did
lady
this
that
interview
started
with
the
you.
shit.
They're gonna be like, let's see what Indian princess is gonna wear. Cause look what she
Yeah,
said. She spoke up. She
exactly.
spoke.
So with with
Yes.
with the car shows and everything else like that, and from the let's just you know, one of the things I've been asking is that who's responsible for making sure everybody's like in tune? Is it the promoter, the photographer, or the model? Is it a combination? Is it the photographers, to make sure that the model coming, looking right, whether it's skimpy or not, but just like letting her know she looks good or she don't? I mean, who's you know responsibility, or where do you think the responsibility lies when it comes down to something like that?
I want to say it's whoever books you. So like I have multiple, like I have promoters that book me, and I have a photographer that books me. I have a vendor that books me, and I'm always like we conversate throughout from the booking to all the way to the show. Like, hey, how do you ideas? Like, hey, what should we wear? You know, and it's always
Yeah.
multiple, more than one outfit. Let's do some classy. Let's do something more with a bikini type. Hey, let's do some. You know, so it's all by who's booking you. Who you know. It's just communication.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's one of the things I was talking about in a different interview is like sometimes it's like let's start off in a dress, then move to shorts, and then if the vibe's there and nobody's complaining, then you can move into something else.
Yeah.
But it's like you can rotate into the outfits throughout the day, and then it gives you more option, more content, and then obviously more attention. So I think that's and it is communication is key. We got to figure out I think a photographer's job to make sure that the model don't look dumb, because you got to sit there and say, hey, this is going to be like a lot of families here or something, because they're doing something special for the kids. So come in a dress, don't wear nothing
Yeah.
too short or nothing like that. I mean, it's not that hard to sit there and tell somebody that, right?
Yeah. And I don't take it offense, especially like if you're booking me and you pay
Mhm.
me, I'm gonna go what you're telling me to wear, you know? And I always ask, hey, what do you wanna do? You know, like I it's just like and it's like common sense too. Like, it's a toy drive, a Christmas toy drive. You're
Yeah,
not gonna be in a G string. I mean,
yeah.
come on now. When there's gonna be a whole hundreds and hundreds of kids waiting to get a present, it's like common sense, you know?
Well, it's
But you
not
know your
always
time, you
common.
know your place. Yeah, and if and the big super shows, that's where you show off. You show off and show out. I mean, it's always
Exactly.
been that way. And I'm telling you, when I did Arizona Super Show this past April, I was literally like, hey, are we allowed to? And then Ruby messaged me. She's like, girl, I don't know if they're gonna allow us because Phoenix, this is what happened. I didn't go to the Phoenix show.
Yeah.
I just knew by what everyone was telling me, like it was
Mm.
awful. And I was like, are you serious? And then I started seeing on Instagram what happened in Long Beach. And I was like, oh my God, this is like really happening. So when we had Arizona Super Show that was in April, I was in that like, what am I, even down low was like bring extra clothes just in case. So I had my dickies, I had my down low bikini. I did have I had a jacket like a camisa, but I think I took it off. But when I walked in, I had that on just in case. You
Yeah.
see, that's paranoia. That is so paranoid. I'm like,
Yeah.
how did I start getting so paranoia at shows? Like, what,
Yeah.
And
But
when I
that's
did,
what I'm saying. It's
yeah,
like a lot. It affects so many people in a different way, and in a bunch of different ways. And the thing is that is it? But but a lot of people are letting it affect them because they don't realize the pettiness that's going on and how this became a fucking issue based on somebody's petty bullshit.
yeah,
You know what I mean? It's really that. And it's like, dude, if you want to go have a Christian car show, no offense to people that are religious, but if you want to go have a Christian car show, go have a Christian car show,
Yeah,
and everybody can be fully dressed in church attire if that's what you want. But go do that on your own time. The big shows are not going to do that.
yeah,
And the one thing I'm going to reiterate, because I've said this already in a different interview, is that lowriders are not politically correct. We are everything but that. That's what makes us great. That's what makes low. That's why low riding became low riding. Because if we were
exactly.
conformity to what society sees, we'd have regular color cars that are regular stock height that fit all the legal, ramifications of how automobile should be, and we wouldn't be doing what we do, and we wouldn't have car shows like we do because we'd be boring.
I know. I mean, it's like I've gone to car shows and that there was no model. I just went just to go,
Yeah,
and I'm just like, it's boring. It's boring. Like, no offense, I'm just like, mm, and you don't see no models,
yeah,
and
but it
and
just
it's
also
fun. I
changes.
love being with other models. I do. Like, I'm telling you, I've been getting bookings a lot in El Paso with
Mhm.
Frank, and his shows are fun. His models are hot. Like, I love it. The one in Boise, I'm excited. I'm like, heck yeah! I've just seen the other models. That I know one of them, and I'm just like, oh wow, I'm gonna meet these other ones that I just follow. I'm like, I'm excited. It's like a family reunion, but like lowriders.
Yeah.
So we're supposed to be like having a good time, be excited for the shows, not be on a paranoid like who's gonna get mad at us. Oh my god, here comes the dress code police. Like that's literally like what's been happening. Like I
Man,
don't
we
want to
thought
be
it was
paranoid.
bad when we had to wear
Yeah,
masks.
I want to
Remember?
be having
Remember,
fun. I
Arizona?
want to dance. I want to be like,
Yeah.
taking pictures. Not like, okay, I took a picture. If I pose this way, oh my god, they're gonna ban me because I showed my butt too much. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to like.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. If that much, no, no, thank you, no,
I
thank you.
know. I
I'm
mean,
gonna go where the love is at, and where I'm
yeah.
not. I feel like I'm on probation for real.
Exactly, exactly. And I mean, like I said, next, so and that was and like another point that another model had made is like, okay, so you change the dress code and everybody dresses all dressed up. Then what are you gonna use as a scapegoat then? What are people gonna complain about then? And you know
Exactly.
how it goes. I mean,
Too tight. Hey, the outfit's
a
too
woman
tight.
could get hated on. Yeah, exactly. Oh,
Her
those
outfit's
jeans
too
are too
tight.
tight.
Her butt is just, her boobs are like, no, she wasn't wearing a bra. Oh my gosh, she wasn't. It's always something.
Exactly.
It's gonna be, and like you said, it goes all down to that hate. There's a
Yeah.
local with the owner, of Lowrider Magazine. That's all it is.
Yeah,
That's
I mean, the next thing you know, you get rid of all the models, and they're gonna say, "Oh, all these gang members are here."
hey,
Like, let's go
this
back
is
to let's
when
throw in all the stereotypes out. Let's just do that, and let's just make everybody prim and proper when they have to show up in a dress code and a suit and
I'm
tie.
gonna give you an advice that everyone should do, and it works for me.
Huh?
So when, like, let's say they're like, oh, I can't stand her. Oh, like I know that person's gonna be there. And they can't stand me. I really show out. I really show out.
Oh, I
I'm gonna
always
give
do
you an
that.
example. Okay, I did a show recently. Okay, it was a particular person that cannot
Mhm,
stand me. Pulls up, dogs me. Okay, what
mhm.
I do? I don't get all like, oh no, my head down. Oh my god, I go high. Oh no, I showed out. I was dancing. I was like flaunting. I was like, you're gonna hate me. You're gonna hate with looking at me, flaunting it.
Yeah,
That's what they
absolutely.
need to do. They need to like, oh, you have a problem with models? Let me really show you these models and get these models, show them out more in like bikinis, lingerie, just how they
Mhm.
did like in 80s and 90s magazines. Show them out. They're wanting to trip on you with it. Do reverse psychology. All right, you have a problem with girls dressed up like that? Let me show you out some
Yeah,
models posting like this.
yeah.
Like,
Well, that's
don't be scared. Like, yeah, it's
I used to tell another. It was a completely different person, but I used to tell him. I said, in this land of everybody, let's say cutting the calories or reducing the stuff in the fast food. I said be Carl's Jr. I said be Carl's Jr. because when everybody was being all conservative, they were like this diet portions, all this other shit. Carl's Jr. was like, oh, we put like a triple burger. They had what was it, Kim Kardashian on a car, full of soap, eating a fucking hamburger. When everybody was going like, oh, I'm gonna have my nugget, you
yeah,
know,
they're being sarcastic. Yeah,
yeah, but they're doing the total opposite of let's
exactly.
we're making food that ain't healthy for you and it's good. So you want to eat that, or you want to eat yourself a lettuce and a piece of cheese because you can't eat a hamburger. You know what I mean? And so in a way, sometimes you have to stand out and step it up and say, nah, we ain't gonna conform to your bullshit. We're gonna just enjoy ourselves. And then, but like I said, because they're standing there pointing fingers with the same people because it benefits or they think it benefits them, now they gotta sit there and go, oh shit, I
And
gotta
they're intimidated. And they're like, do not be intimidated. Like this world is gonna be it's full of hate. It's full of jealousy,
Mm,
envy, celosas. It's part of it. But you just that's when you like you do even better. You know, they
yeah.
don't like you, you post, oh, you don't need to be posting like that. Then you post even more. You know, how do you
Oh
think
yeah.
I didn't get my followers, I didn't get to where because oh I care what people think. If I care what people think, I wouldn't even be like doing this interview with you. I wouldn't even be low riding. I wouldn't even be a model because
Mm,
I would have let other people dictate of what, like, oh no, you're too old. Oh, you're a mom. Oh my God, you have tattoos. Oh my God, you're a felon. Oh,
yeah,
no.
there's always
And instead,
something.
I'm like, hey, picture time. Who wants to do my pictures? Like you
Exactly.
got to be confident. You got to be chingona. You got to sit there, put your feet down, and say, no, thank you.
Yeah.
Like stand up for yourself. Stand up for your business. Stand up for what you stand for. Your organization, your club, your shows, your magazine, your business, your car shows. Stand up. Don't let somebody dictate how you're supposed to do an event.
Yeah. And you know what? And the interesting thing is that and that's the whole thing. Is like you do have to stand up for yourself. But the problem is and I've always said this, I really don't have too much respect for anybody that goes running to, I'm gonna call my lawyer. That doesn't impress me.
Exactly. I hate that.
You're gonna go cry and hide, and then you got money to spend. You don't got no money to take care of your people. You don't have money to pay for models or pay your photographers. But if somebody says something about you, I'm gonna get a lawyer.
I'm
Oh,
gonna
that
get
should
an
cost
attorney.
more fucking money.
I'm gonna get a restraining order on you. I
Yeah,
know because that just happened in New York
but
City.
and that's the whole thing. It's like you said, it's like stand up for for what who you are or how you do. I've had people come to me, oh, Pinches Lowriders, that's disrespectful. You're saying fuck. I'm like, I mean, and my mom
And
complained about me saying fuck, and I never stopped saying fuck. I mean, that's just the way it
and
is.
now look at you. You're representing it with the
Pinches
camisa.
Lowriders, exactly. But it's like I literally, I did this because I wanted it to stand out, and I didn't want it to conform to you know playing
What
nice.
society
Yeah.
wants you to be labeled as.
But
Exactly.
that's because that's what lowriders are. We're not bad people. We just don't fucking blend in. We want to stand out. And whether we use models, whether we use paint, whether we use chrome, gold, engraving, and everything else, the thing is that we're not going to sit here and then just be plain Jane and be normal. You know?
Exactly. If we were playing Jane, we would look like robots. We would be like electronically robots, like doing everything that everybody is wanting us to be. Like, no.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
And then some people are like, why can't you be normal? What is normal? Normal is being, being not noticed. You're just doing nothing. You're nobody. You become nothing. Normal is blending in, is being,
That's bland, boring.
yeah, exactly. And it's like, we're not bad people, but see, like like you said, you're willing to say what you need to say because you believe what you believe in. And it's probably brought all this little drama has probably brought you closer to even some of the other models that you were already acquaintances with, but now everybody's like making sure they have each other's back.
Yeah.
And so where they've tried to sabotage, they've actually brought people together. And they
Yeah.
don't understand that. That's why I have this podcast. That's why I wanted, I'm calling this series the Model's View. The first episode is going to come out on Friday. Every model that I've interviewed and I'm going to interview is each getting their own episode, and I'm releasing these every day. Once they start releasing, one's gonna release every day until it's done. And the thing is that I have this ability to talk to models as such as yourself, because I have a rapport. Somehow me. I've taken your picture, or we've spoken in the past. Maybe I've asked some people that I don't know too much about,
Yeah.
but and then some people were not able to get on this podcast. I had a whole week, and then some people are not going to make it. Some people had to cancel. So it is what it is. But it doesn't mean that it takes away from what I'm trying to accomplish because we're still getting, helping other models and helping each other to know what we're gonna do about all this nonsense, and
I'm
whether
glad, and I want to just like interrupt you on this. I
uh,
want to tell you thank you so much, like behalf of me and all the lowrider models, like all of us, and not just lowriders, like models general, because if this really goes down what they're trying to do to us, this is going to affect truck shows. This is going to affect a lot, like even from pinup. Like
yeah,
they don't understand that they're opening this stupid little gate that is going to open with ruin it so much for so many models. Like
mm,
they don't understand, like, ugh, and for you like to want to interview each of one of us and ask what our opinions are, like thank you, because like while they're bashing us, they're judging us what we're not supposed to do, what we're supposed to do, what we're
mm,
supposed to wear, what we're allowed to wear, where we're apparently supposed to be at.
yeah,
Nobody's asking us. Nobody has sat there and say, hey, let's check on one of these models. Nobody has asked, not one of us. Instead, they're posting one of our pictures and blasting us because they got that one bad shot, that one bad part of our bad image, and it's
yeah,
like, wow, but yet they're just like, oh my God, like pointing fingers, but nobody's standing up for us. And you're like the first one to say, you know what? Let me go interview all these models, what their input, what they
yeah,
feel about, because I've been wanting to speak on it, but it was like, how do I speak on it? Like without, like, I don't care what people really don't think, but it's like, who can I speak it to? So by you doing this, it's
mm,
gonna be posted, it's gonna be shared, and there's gonna be people like, oh my God, I can't believe Indian Princess said that. Like, who does she
yeah,
think she's not even all that? But you know what? I'm glad because while they're bashing us, now we're speaking above like what they're doing is cowardly be
yeah,
moved. Because again I know you can't cuss. But that is you got I'm gonna call each one of them people that are complaining about all of us, all the lowrider models.
mm,
They got some they got some real low insecure problems, like really, like they need to go find a different hobby. I don't know, go sell some freaking tractors, go work at a ranch. I don't know, just leave us alone, mind
what,
your business, keep that negative aura energy that y'all
yeah,
want to submit over there, and let us continue what we're doing,
yeah, absolutely, and that's the whole thing. You know what? It's like some some of the models turned me down. They said it's too political. They don't want to speak on it. Totally understand. And what I told any model, I said, "There's no right or wrong here. Okay, I just want to hear. I just want to hear your side.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? I'm not telling you you need to think this way or you need to agree with me or maybe you didn't know exactly why this all started. But at the end of the day, there's no right or wrong. It's just
exactly.
the opinion and the point of view from the one people that they're using as a weapon right now, and that's the models.
Exactly. Me, I don't care. I really don't care. I'm like,
Mm,
come for me, please come for me, because do not, like, you're not, unless you're God and you're literally a saint right next to God on that throne, then you can come and judge us.
yeah,
So
don't
then
throw stones,
sit
right?
your butt down, keep your mouth
Mm,
shut. You don't like it, keep on walking. You don't want to see that post, keep
mm.
scrolling. You really don't want to see me, block me. But don't
Exactly.
go
Don't.
bullying, don't be bashing, don't be using somebody else's image to say, has this, oh, we're banning that model. Like I am so mad what they disrespected Aztec Hollywood.
Mm,
They disrespected that model by using that picture, that band, and it's
yeah.
like disgusting. Like if forbid something badly was to happen, this girl goes mentally like
Yeah,
depressed. I
exactly.
hope all
It
those
falls back
individuals
on
that
them.
were blasting, all the people that were in the comments
Mhm.
making fun of her, I wait till like karma gets you. I really that's one thing I
Yeah,
believe.
they owe
That's one
her
thing
an
I have.
apology
All of them.
because they're
They
exploiting
all,
her.
each one of them. Every
Yeah.
person that clicked like and thought that was funny or made jokes about it, made memes about, like shame on you, because you're somebody's child.
Well, I
You're
see.
somebody's wife, husband, daughter,
Mhm.
uncle, aunt, and who do you think you are to go and judge people? That sounds so sick, and people judging other
Yeah.
people and how they're dressed, what they're doing. That is a whole confidence. You posting,
Mm,
you're modeling. It takes a lot. Like they're like making fun of us. No, we don't do it for because we want that guy's attention. We're doing it because we feel good for ourselves. We
mm.
love that we can pull that off. We got 3 kids. We got 1 kid. We just had a baby, and we can wear that outfit. We're
Yeah.
taking care of ourselves. We're going to the gym. We're eating right. we're pulling, we're looking like that girl that was on that magazine growing up as a little girl, like, oh my God, I
Exactly.
want to be that Barbie. I want to be that girl on Vogue, you know?
Yeah.
And for people to go and bash on social media, like, this is banned, or, oh my God, this girl dressed like this, or, did you see her? Oh my God, her body was deformed, or oh my gosh, she needs a breast reduction.
Yeah.
Who do you think you are? You are not God. Keep your mouth shut and go get a
I even
hobby.
seen some. I've even seen photographers that are against that other, like I said, against the other promoter, and they still said something. But yet, then you look at their Instagram, and they got all kinds of model photo shoots in the studio. So then, obviously, they
The
think they're
same thing
better
as you say, you can't be biased. It's one or the other. It's just
than.
like,
That's right.
it's like me saying, we'll go here. I would never wear red. I would never wear red. And then you go back to one of my pictures in 2018. I'm wearing red.
Yeah.
You better be careful what you say. You better be careful. Just like
Yeah.
exactly when every person like bash somebody on there, you better be really careful because again,
Oh yeah.
everything you post stays on social media and it will come back in. Just like you were like, oh, we can't have lowrider models, but yet you did a whole car show posting on your video promoting all these girls walking in bikinis and lingerie. But oh, 2, 3 years later, oh, we're not doing that. We're not part of that.
Exactly. Last like a
You
year
know?
ago. A year ago, it was okay, right?
Yeah.
You know,
Mhm.
until somebody else started the shit, and you're like, "Oh yeah, what she said," and then you're like, "Oh shit, I got to do the same thing now because that person tripping."
Exactly.
Well, I'm gonna ask you one more thing before we get going and wrapping this up. But if there was something that you could tell yourself, you go back to when you first started, and something you know now that you would tell yourself when you first started, what would that be?
I don't know. I think not to care what people think because in the beginning I was very self-conscious.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna lie, I even cried. Um, I think once or twice because social media, like somebody was really ugly,
Mm,
and it really hurt me. Like I really got really like sad. I was crying, and now I look back like, what was I thinking? I shouldn't let somebody's negativity, jealousy, or a troll on social media.
yeah,
I shouldn't care. Like, that saying, you got 100 comments, positive, uplifting, but you got that one negative one, and then it gets this like all coraje, and then we're
mm,
over there like messaging that person, or we're like, what is that called? Like, we're giving them that energy. Like,
yeah,
I I wish back then I didn't like give my energy of negative people so much because I did do that. I used to like care
mm,
what people thought of me. Now I don't, but back then I wish I was more like no, like you're not gonna talk to me that way, you're not gonna make fun of me, like
yeah.
now I just block people. I will not argue with you on social media. It's like block, screenshot, and then I block you.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I think we got it all out there. And of course, whoever's watching this video, you got something to, you want to chime in, comment below. On the YouTube, this is will be a part of a podcast. If you're not with all the negative shit, don't forget to go give her a follow on Instagram and follow me, and we take all your support because at the end of the day, there's still people still booking models, and we're still going to car shows, and I'm
Yeah.
still doing photo shoots. And honestly, I have the platform, and I was willing to go there because I'm not scared, because I don't answer to any of these people. I answer to myself, and I respect the women, and then I respect the models for what they do. And like anything else, and you even had mentioned, it's like a lot of these models, they have a family, or they have their own business. They're business people. They have jobs, and they do this for whatever reason they feel comfortable to do it for. And it's not because anybody's making them. So we should be supportive, and we should definitely be, looking at the positive, and then and dismissing the bullshit, because we know that it's just being used as a tactic to ruin somebody else's business. So, but thank you once again for your time, and thank you for coming on here.
Thank
Um,
you.
and I definitely can't wait till all these go live, and then we can see what happens.
It's gonna be fun, huh?
Yeah, it will.
We're gonna gain followers and we're gonna lose followers. Watch it.
Yeah, either way.
Part of the game.
That's right. But definitely, hopefully I'll see you soon. What other shows? So you said Boise. How far out? Any other events?
Um,
This year?
There'll be that one, and then the next one will be with Joey Bullies. That's gonna be in Indio. I think that's in November 25th. So I'll send you a message on that one. That show
Okay.
I did last year was so much fun. Like,
All right.
so yeah.
All right. Well, thank you again, and it's good talking to you.
You too. Bye.
Bye.
Pinche's Lowriders.